Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Another AJD episode. A lot in store for you guys today. First
Back
of all,
at it again.
Yeah, we should introduce each other. I'm Javier.
I'm
David.
Yeah, there's David over there. Anthony's right next to me. We're gonna talk about things that we don't want to talk about and things that we do want to talk about today.
We're gonna get into some more, usual content later on in this episode, but this first little bit, we want to talk about something that has happened recently, a tragedy that nobody ever wants to talk about, but I think it deserves as much light shown on it as possible. And we are going to be talking about the recent school shooting that has happened.
But before we talk about any of that, get too deep, we want to give a trigger warning because we know this is very sensitive. We don't want to talk about it like we said multiple times, but sometimes we have to. So we send our condolences to the family.
Our prayers, our
all
wishes,
of that.
our respects, everything that we can send out, we do.
And we really, it feels bad, but we're going to get into it.
With that being said, I'm going to give off the shooter's name.
Okay.
That's how we're going to start this off.
18-year-old young man.
Young man, Salvador Ramos. He, before he decides to go into his elementary school down in Texas.
An 18-year-old.
In Texas?
Into an
they do not
elementary
play around
school.
down there with the laws.
Especially with gun laws.
Yeah.
Before he walks in there, he sends a text message saying how he's going to kill his grandmother. I don't know who this is to. I'm assuming a friend. He then sends a text message to someone else on Instagram saying how he has a little secret and how he says, "I'ma air out," and I quote, I'ma air out, he says. He walks into an elementary school with an AR-15 and proceeds to do the most heinous act.
The unthinkable.
Like something that it just makes you, I don't know.
Why?
Yeah.
Makes you question society.
And that's what we're going to be talking about is why. Why would an 18-year-old decide that's how he's going to spend his Thursday evening?
So, but before we get into that, let's get more like analytics out of the way.
Okay.
More cold hard facts.
Right.
He walks in, and I believe as we were last updated, it was his grandmother was shot, two teachers, and was it 14 or 19?
Some are saying 19. I've seen 14.
I've seen both.
We're going to go with 19.
Anywhere between 14 to 19, 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders.
Most being 4th graders.
Yeah.
Because I believe the way the school is set up is as soon as you walk in, you're already in the 4th grade hallway. So the two teachers that were killed were 4th grade teachers. Yes. Okay. But we're not continue.
But it's very tragic to see anything along that area. Mm-hmm. Like that's it. It's always such a it's hard to talk about things like this just because you never know the right way to say things.
You never know what. Yeah.
And so I do want to apologize beforehand if there are long breaks for podcast listeners. We're trying not your audio cutting out. It's us trying to find the correct way to word things. But I guess it's just ridiculous that we live in a society that not only things like this happen, but that they happen as often as they do, to where people will hear about it and they're shocked, they're sad, but it's almost just like another day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course, to those families that lost a loved one, to those teachers whose kids, if they had kids, will never go back to,
families,
to their
significant
husband,
others,
wife, mom, dad, whoever, but to those 19 children who their parents or parental figure or legal guardian,
the potential
what was that tweet that we saw? What was that tweet that we saw earlier today?
Let me pull it up because I want to quote it exactly.
Because we looked this up.
Before we get into this, we did also look up the definition of mass shooting, and a mass shooting is dictated down to at least 3 to 4 victims within a short period of time. So now that you guys know the definition of this, let me pull back up the tweet. By Public Citizen, they tweeted out on May 24th, 2022. Today is the 144th day of 2022. The Uvalde shooting is the 212th mass shooting of 2022. Gun violence is a public health crisis.
And so we looked that up before we started recording. I got it pulled up right here on gunviolencearchive.org. So with that statistic, right?
212 mass shootings
in
this
the
year.
period of
144 days.
how many shootings would you assume is per day?
That, I mean, just by average, that would at least have to be like
2 to 3.
1.3 shootings a day.
Right? You have up to 5 mass shootings, right? Quote unquote mass shootings in a day. You know, like you have 5
Damn.
on May 15th, and I don't know. Maybe these are categorized as in like, I don't know. Maybe there's something there's like a little loophole to that number. You know, maybe there's a rough, I don't know.
And you've also got to think, like, this is just documented.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
This is not...
Some that go undocumented.
Yeah, there's countless that go undocumented. Just because, like, how do you document it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Like, somebody can go through in a completely, like, private area, gun down 6 people, nobody would know.
And flood the scene.
Yeah. Until 3 weeks later when they find bodies.
And then it's another day on another thing on the news.
Yeah, like it, and that is my biggest point, is that this happens so often that it is just another thing on the news. That people will hear about it, and they're like, that is so sad. That is tragic.
I was talking to my mom.
I'm going to go cook dinner.
Yeah.
Like that.
But, I mean...
I talked to my mom before I got here, and we talked about the shooting in general, and she was like, when I was growing up, in the area she was living in, she didn't even get prepped to, like, she had tornado drills and fire drills. She wasn't prepared for mass shooting drills. She wasn't prepared for school shooting drills.
Like,
you know,
whenever
even in the area she lived in, she wasn't, and that says a lot. You know, so I mean, they had metal detectors, sure, and that's another point I'll get at to later. But it's just, now look at the drills we go through. You know,
honestly, yeah. Like even whenever we were in elementary school, like we had to do tornado and fire drills, but we also had to do like
shooting drills
and lockdowns.
We never had to do like
full
blown like school shooter, but they would always just describe it as somebody's in the school that's not supposed to be there.
When did you start seeing that?
Lockdowns?
Grade 7th, 8th.
Mine 5th grade.
Mine was elementary school.
Elementary,
because we would just
5th, 4th.
Yeah, probably 4th or 5th.
Maybe I had it sooner. I just probably wasn't.
We
aware of it.
It was just lock the classroom door,
turn all the lights off,
turn it down. Yeah, look down. No, yeah, and be quiet.
Yeah,
I remember in elementary school. Now that you guys mention it, I had a teacher who had. I remember saying that, like, she if it came to it, she would put herself before us. She explained why, and as a kid, I understood. You know, well, I understood. I'm a child. My teacher's much older than me. She would
take the responsibility.
Exactly. She would put her life before mine. I understand that. I don't understand why she's there. I don't understand why she has to do that. You know? Why
does education ever occurs?
Yeah, why does a teacher have to go into a school to drill out, to prepare herself to put her life before her kids?
Just in hopes that will never happen.
Yeah. It's insane.
which literally could happen any day.
So, it is going to be difficult trying to transition from such a heavy topic.
Yes.
We hope we did a good job providing the detail, trying to stay unopinionated but opinionated as possible.
In a very respectful manner to
course.
every party that is affected and even parties that aren't.
We, like we said, we send our condolences, our prayers, our
Say
wishes.
it one more time.
Everything that we can send.
And if you would like to continue with this topic, we highly encourage you to do research for yourself. There is a lot more about this topic to be talked about.
As you know, we're here to entertain. We're here for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although we like talking about heavy subjects whenever it comes to it, so that we can shine light on subjects like that, we also like to entertain. With that being said, me and the boys, we went out and we saw Doctor Strange.
And madness.
The new multiverse of
Madness.
Madness of the multiverse.
Mom. Did you guys?
That
Okay,
ties
so
in perfectly.
I've actually been watching a lot of theory videos
Should
about
we
it.
give a spoiler warning before?
Yes,
Yes,
100%.
absolutely.
Okay.
Big spoiler warning. because
Massive.
Huge.
Tony Stark dies.
madness amount.
Thanos snaps.
Gamora?
Gamora? Oh, shit.
Where Gamora? So basically, I've been watching a lot of theory videos about this. Have you guys seen Matt Pat's theory video?
Matt Pat.
Have not.
Game theorist.
Mm-mm.
I've not looked at any.
So
I only
theories.
watch his FNAF videos.
same.
What can I say?
But I
I'm
saw
a
it
sucker for
while
them.
I was scrolling through. Like I watched, not even kidding you, probably 5+ videos.
Uh-huh.
And Matt Pat was probably one of the last ones. And what was so funny was they hired on a new guy like a few months ago because he called Wanda being the villain whenever Multiverse of Madness was first announced.
Really?
You know why?
Why?
Because the title was announced of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness back in 2019 before Endgame was even a thing, and they guessed it because Multiverse of Madness is acronym of MOM.
Mom.
And
Wanda's
he
the
guessed
villain.
that Wanda was going to be the villain.
He did a whole equation in his brain.
That's smart
Rubik's
as
Cube and
shit.
And
everything.
he was right.
Yeah.
And they hired him onto the
Okay,
theorist
so
team.
so we're just diving into it like that.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we're
100%.
just giving the
We
main
gave the spoiler
protagonist.
warning. People have already clicked off by now.
Everything's
Or
on
they're
you.
tuning in.
But all that you know as of right now is that Wanda's the villain.
So so if you watch the movie, you either like it or you're okay with it. You don't dislike
Yeah,
it.
I feel like even if
I've
you
heard mixed
dislike
reviews.
the story about it, which it was all right,
Yeah.
the shot
Oh yeah.
Was
the cinematography.
great.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I think that
Scenes were great.
Doctor Strange was better than Multiverse of Madness, just because of like you got to think even just the simple scene of whenever he's first in Karmatage, and the Ancient One just says, "Open your eye," and then that like multiverse.
Yeah, Doctor Strange has always been known for things like that.
Yeah, but like that single scene, I think will be forever the coolest scene
Uh-huh.
ever.
Right.
Just because like that's such a dope scene.
Yeah.
And like personally, I feel like Multiverse of Madness didn't have anything that like grasped. me
You didn't
like
you don't
that.
think the new character if you remember her character was to like open realities?
Yes.
So you don't think that whole like star opening up behind her every time it
Oh,
happened?
that was cool as fuck.
America?
window- Yeah, America's her name.
Yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
window of like
Every time she could like punch through
She can travel.
multiverses.
She can travel through the multiverse,
Mm-hmm.
but she couldn't control it.
she couldn't control it, no. But she found
She
out
finally-
afterward, yeah.
I thought it was super cool. I thought whenever Doctor
Is that a
Strange,
new character?
I
I think
really
so.
hope
Is that an
not.
original MCU character or is that a comic character? Because I don't know.
No, I want to say that's a comic character.
Is it? I've never heard of America
Neither have I.
Sanchez?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought it was a very cool idea.
Yeah.
Do do we want to get into theories about the movie, or do we want to continue talking about the movie for a bit?
I want to say something real quick. I disagree with you guys.
About?
You guys were sucking this movie off about its cinematography.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I just said it was mid.
Okay, well,
I said it was
Anthony
cool.
was
And the
on his
scale
knees.
of it was beautiful. The way they scaled everything, the mix between the CGI and the real stuff was great.
It
You
was a
could
Sam Raimi classic.
yeah.
Okay.
You could tell most
I
of
like
it was
that.
practical, and then but you couldn't tell what was practical and not CGI. And then that including the shots, like I said, the scale and how big it was, how big some of the scenes were. It was just
I could tell
beautiful.
that the tentacle monster wasn't real.
but nah, that was real, my brother.
I think I'm mainly talking about Wanda's like horror parts. Whenever she was chasing him through the underground tunnel,
yeah.
I didn't really. It reminds me of a
Caught zombie.
a home filmed like horror film, short
Yeah.
film. Does that make sense? That's what some of the scenes reminded
She
me.
looked
That's
like
fair.
Carrie.
That's
just
a
running
good.
around with the blood.
That literally was like derived from
Carrie, right?
Yeah.
It was.
That's probably
I
why
feel
I
like-
felt like it felt so like
The oil
hot.
from the Ultron bots literally mimicked Carrie whenever she got the pig's blood
That's
dropped
literally
on her.
probably why I felt that way.
Can we
Yeah.
just say that she annihilated the Illuminati so fast?
Too
fast.
fast.
Yeah,
Nah,
like
not
I
for Wanda,
understand.
though.
I understand that whole segment was supposed to show how strong the Scarlet Witch is.
Yeah. But they've already
But
done that
you're
multiple
going
scenes.
up against Captain Marvel, Reed Richards. What's the other guy? Bolt.
Who?
the dude
Loudmouth.
with the yeah.
Bolt.
Is that his name?
Something like that.
Something like that.
The Inhuman leader.
Yes.
If you're a fan of the
Most
Inhumans.
tragic death.
Oh god.
Like
Probably the best
not-
one of the scene.
not
of the
like-
movie.
show though.
Not like in a heartfelt manner, but oh my god, that was probably the most like
Darkest scene.
yes, like
Yeah,
the
for sure.
darkest scene in the MCU that I've probably ever seen.
Basically,
He killed himself.
Yeah, he did.
Like that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
He
But
killed
not at his
himself
will.
based off of Wanda's infliction because he panicked.
What mouth? Yeah.
Oh my
Like just the
God.
drooping of the back skull. If
And
you
the
haven't
impact
seen the
on the
movie yet,
explosion.
You can see the cave. Yeah, the
you
cave
can see
and
the
then it
pop
caved back
and
in.
then
Yeah.
the like slant
the deflatation of
Beautiful.
the
of
head.
just brain matter
Yeah.
drooping.
shot
Golly.
beautifully.
But like I feel like Peggy Carter, Captain Carter,
Captain Carter.
and I'm blanking on
Doctor Strange's villain, or Professor X is who you're talking about.
Professor X.
Professor
Yes.
X.
Just absolutely annihilates them so fast. Like in a 3-minute fight scene.
Reed Richards, I don't
Annihilates.
understand. Did she just?
She used his own power against him, which is what she did with everybody.
Yeah.
Like used Reed Richards like stretching ability and
Like
stretched him out
chopped him up like a paper
completely.
cutter.
Yeah, like use because isn't Reed Richards' like biggest thing is finding the unstable particles, which then invented his blue cloth that allows for like extreme heat, extreme cold.
The whole shebang.
yeah,
basically.
literally that allowed the Fantastic Four to have their suits
Mhm.
and allows it to be adaptable to their powers.
Exactly. Never to
Reed
leave.
Richards' power is to stretch and retract. Used his power against him. Peggy Carter, the shield, chopped her ass in half.
in half. That's right.
Bolt, super loud,
Mm-hmm.
cut it off. Only thing was just Captain Marvel rocks.
Yeah.
Like,
And the big ass statue.
That's what he's talking about.
yeah,
Ah,
like
yeah.
just the big statue
Rocks.
falling on her.
Rocks.
Like
Yes, it's just a sculpted rock.
that was the only thing that I was like, Captain Marvel is supposed to be this like big bad.
Mhm.
Like one of the main reasons why like what the movies were trying to put on, Captain Marvel was one of the main reasons why the Avengers beat Thanos the second time.
Yeah. And
But
Wanda
the
bodies
Scarlet
her.
Witch just
Man.
obliterated her and like 3 other big powerhouses.
Okay, but the Scarlet Witch is a different entity from
100%.
Wanda.
Breed.
From Wanda.
100%.
Okay.
I mean, she showed her magic pretty well.
Yeah.
Like the versatility.
Oh, yeah.
Literally.
Is she dead?
Wanda?
I hope so.
I hope so.
I don't know. I feel like she's not.
I don't think so either.
Like,
I didn't see no body. What are you saying?
Yeah.
And that is the biggest thing with Marvel is if you don't see the body,
It ain't there.
even if you see the body, because of Multiverse of Madness now, if you see the body being buried,
It might come back
It'll
as a
come back.
zombie.
it will
might
come the fuck back.
It might
As
come
a
back. as a
Literally,
zombie.
the
Doctor
entire
Strange.
last scene is Zombie Strange.
Yeah.
Which was
Giving
cool.
a motivational speech to America.
With half his mouth.
yeah,
Wait.
I'm just like,
How'd you guys feel about that, like, makeup?
Little.
you
'Cause
could
the
tell it's
skin-
very, very
Yeah,
prosthetic.
the skin was but the fact that they showed like gums
I liked
on this
the
side
ambition.
was
Yeah,
mine.
I like
I
the
loved the ambition.
But the skin, it just reminded me of like the fucking 50s zombies movies.
right? I think that's what they were going for, right?
yeah, but
'cause I
like-
felt that energy so much of the time. Thank you guys for watching another episode. If you guys haven't already,
Open up.
thank you guys for watching. If you guys haven't already, go click on that pie eating competition. Pie
Nah, it's more
Pie
of a
baking contest.
pie
with no-
baking contest.
with no recipe.
Yeah.
No
We had
measurements.
ingredients, no recipe.
Yeah, there it is.
That could be a bar.
Wheat cream pies.
Green-
Got the ingredients, no recipe.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Y'all get the worst, not the best of me. I'm done.
Have a good night.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Haters say lame, bro, but who could I blame? And I'm speaking the flame and they know I won't stop it. Keeping them dropping, no, I ain't flopping. Different accounts, so I'm checking the login.